don't tell anyone, because in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you how every single one of you can get $10 worth of free seeds, just like these ones in my hands here that we are giving away to everyone. I'm gonna share with you how you can get yours and claim yours coming right up. Hey everyone, and welcome back to week number 7 of the Great Garden Challenge, where I'm taking this 15 by 20 foot garden space behind me here, and we're seeing how much dollar value worth of food we can grow in it over the course of an entire season from March through October. And you get to put in your guess of how much do you think we'll be able to grow. Whoever gets the closest is gonna win the ultimate garden prize, including $500 worth of free seeds, a free Birdies Raised Bed, plus lifetime unlimited level access to the Seedtime Garden Planner. Super fun. You're gonna wanna drop down into the description below, click the link, and put in your guess of how much you think that we're gonna grow in this garden to enter the giveaway. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that little bell icon to get notified of updates. So last week, my family and I had been gone on a trip, and we arrived home and we got to pull back the cover and see how our garden had survived with all the storms that have been coming through. Plus, I shared with you 5 simple crops you can grow within 30 days or less. Really fast, quick wins in your garden. So if you missed last week, we'll drop a link down in the description as well so you can go get caught up. And then this week, we've done a little more seeding, plus we've been working on our soil amendment plan and really getting this garden set up with good nutrients for our crops to grow. But just before we get into that, I do want to put in another little plug for our fundraiser, which we have raised almost $1,000 worth already. So a huge thank you to everyone who has given already. During this series, we are raising funds to lift 100 families out of poverty and into an abundant life. We're working with an organization called Farm Stew, and part of the way they do that is they teach people how to grow their own food and even sell it to the local community. So it's super holistic. And if you'd like to give toward that fundraiser, there'll be a link down in the description. In fact, anyone who gives $1,000 or more is gonna trigger a BONANZA giveaway, where someone is gonna win some really awesome garden prize out of the whole list of people who have guessed how much we're gonna grow. So go do that in the description below. And now let's talk about what happened this week in our garden. So this week started out assessing our garden and everything growing in it. And it's very interesting because it has been cool enough here that the crops growing outside have been growing at a much slower rate than our crops inside. In fact, you can see some of our baby lettuce here and how much smaller it is, even though it was seeded at the same time as our lettuce inside the house. And so because of that, everything has kind of slowed down. Now, we also had some poor germination of some of the seeds that are in our garden here, because I sowed a lot of seeds that were old seeds. We were trying to use them up, and I didn't purchase new ones. I should have. I did end up purchasing new seeds. So this week, what I ended up doing is coming in and reseeding some rows next to the old seeds that didn't germinate very well of baby greens. And the good news is those are coming up great, and I'm really excited about how those are going to turn out. You can see that we've just got lots of gaps here. They should look like the lettuce over there that has like lots of nice rows, right? So we got better germination on the lettuce. And I'm just making a new mark next to each row, and I'm gonna try and let whatever plants we do have here grow, but I'm gonna make this new mark and gonna come in and seed some new rows of baby greens. So in this bed, I've already made my little mark. I got a new seed mix, kaleidoscope mix from High Mowing Seeds. I've already seeded these in, and I'm coming in and just covering over the rows here, trying to let these current other little guys continue to grow. And we'll just see what kind of harvest we can get off of this. Got all of these reseeded except for one little row I'm gonna have to go up and get some more seeds for, but we're gonna go ahead and get these watered in. Now check this out. Here's the power of new and old seed. You saw the earlier germination rates that were really quite horrible. But look at this new seed and the germination rate of it. It's just really come up nicely, and that is a real plus for using new seed in your garden. You can see this whole new row on the right hand side here. It's a new row of little fresh baby greens as well. I'm really glad we reseeded this. Now I'm gonna take a moment to congratulate Cindy. Congratulations for winning our $25 worth of free seeds coupon from last week's video. We dropped a note down under your comment of how you can claim that. And as promised, here is how every single one of you watching this video can grab your own $10 of free seeds right now. All right, so number one is if you do not have a Seedtime account yet, drop down into the description and go create your free Seedtime account. Once you create your account, you will see an onboarding series of short videos. Just watch through those short videos, and at the end of them, we will email you a $10 free seed coupon that you can go redeem in the Seedtime store. So that is number one. If you already have a Seedtime account though, you can still get $10 of free seeds, and here's how you can do that. When you log into your Seedtime account, up at the top right, there is a button called Invite Friends. And if you click on that button, it'll take you over to our referral program where for each friend that you refer, you can actually give them a $5 free seed coupon, and you will get a $5 free seed coupon for the first person you refer and an additional $5 coupon after you refer 5 people. And it actually goes up from there. You can earn more than $5 of free seeds. So the truth is that every one of you could earn more than $5 of free seeds just by grabbing your Seedtime account and sharing it with your friends. So jump down. That's how you can go get free seeds in the Seedtime store, get your account, share it with your friends. And that is the big giveaway that we are doing this week in this video to literally every single one of you. So drop down into the description, click that link, get your Seedtime account, and start planning your best garden ever, and tell all your friends about it too. Along with reseeding those rows, we've been working this week on our nutrient plan and our amendment plan in the garden. And one of the things that we're doing is that we got our micro pack and macro pack from AEA, and these are liquid fertilizers. They're organic, and my dad put the first spray of them on the garden. So I'm sure we'll do a whole feature on this at some point, but that is one thing that we've started doing in this garden, wanting to give our crops a full spectrum of really awesome nutrients and biology for them to live and thrive. And in addition to that, you might remember that we did the Redmond soil test kit, and it gave us some results and some recommendations of what we should be adding into this garden. So I ran those through ChatGPT to figure out how much peanut meal and kelp meal I should add into our garden, because those were the 2 amendments that we had on hand. And so I had a really fun time with my boys weighing out each of those based on those recommendations and coming and spreading them out over our garden beds. All right, so what we want to do, boys, is take this peanut meal. We have a bunch of leftover peanut meal from when my brother-in-law got a whole pallet of it for when he was doing some farming here. And so, hey, now we have it to use.
Can I get some peanut meal, Dad?
So you can grab some. And we're just gonna fill up this bucket, and we want to try and get the little clumps out of it here because we want it to be a nice powder.
Okay, Daddy, I can make it into powder.
Get it together?
Yes, carry it. Yeah.
All right. So according to my ChatGPT calculations, we should put about 1.5 pounds or 1.6 pounds of peanut meal per bed on this location based on the recommendations from our soil test. So we're gonna take this little bucket here, and Ethan, can you hit this little button here? There you go. All right, now that is gonna tear the bucket. What that means, Ethan, is that, and Andre, is it sets the scale to 0. So now whatever we add into this bucket is gonna be part of what we are weighing. So if I put this in, it's gonna say, oh, that's 3.3 ounces. Yeah, so we're gonna get up to where we have 1 pound, 8 or 9 ounces. So now I'm just going to sprinkle this on our beds, and we're gonna let the sprinkler water it in. And I'm not gonna worry so much about it getting on the actual plant's leaves because the water will wash it off, and we'll see how it works.
Right after we finish putting the peanut meal on each of the beds, then we should turn on the sprinkler on number 5 and have it water it all in.
Okay, for the kelp meal, it is suggesting about 3 pounds. Previously, we added some kelp meal already to these beds, kiddos. Daddy needs to kind of estimate how much we added previously, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that really quick. Okay, so to estimate this, I did a not extremely scientific way of estimating it, but it's gonna be close enough here. So I had my sons carry this white bin, and they walked along the row, and I just grabbed handfuls and filled the white bin as if I was spreading it out on the bed, because that's what we did earlier. We just kind of spread it out on the bed. So I'm guessing we put about this much on earlier. So we're gonna do just about 1 pound and 10 ounces per bed here of the kelp meal. All right, we got the kelp meal now. Here we go. Last bed.
working away at the end of the bed.
Okay, so we just finished putting the amendments on the beds, and we're gonna turn on the sprinkler and let it water them in. Nice. If we were in between crops, we would scratch these into the surface of the soil. In fact, we may still come and scratch them kind of in between these crops a little bit, but because our crops are already in here, you can't do that scratching into the surface as much or as easily. Okay, I actually am gonna come and try just scratching it in with a collinear hoe here and with these little cultivator tools, and I think it'll be a little better.
I want to scratch it a little bit.
And there was one more thing that I wanted to put on these garden beds as well, and that was a product called Earth Medicine. This is something that we haven't tried yet, but it's got some really great rave reviews. We talked to the inventor of it ourselves, and he was a part of one of our events earlier this year, and it's basically cow manure that has been composted and then gone through a very special process and a rolling process where it dries and rolls down into these little pelleted forms. And so it's really easy and nice. It doesn't smell bad, and you can easily put it on your garden, and it's got shelf-stable biology in it, and so it's gonna add a lot to our garden. So I'm gonna be sprinkling it on, not super heavy because obviously we have other amendments and stuff in here, but we do wanna put some on, and we're gonna give it a try. Here's what Earth Medicine looks like. You can see it just forms into these little balls. So I'm gonna take it and literally just sprinkle it over the bed as if I was salting the bed. This should also add microbial life to the soil here. So that's some of the things that have been happening outside in the garden out here. Inside, we have some really great starts that are growing fantastic right now. We've got our peppers. We've also got some cucumbers and a zucchini squash and lettuces that are really growing well, and really, they're gonna be ready to transplant pretty soon here. In addition to that, I went ahead and purchased mushroom spores so that we can try growing some mushrooms in the aisles of our garden here and on the edges, and I'm really excited to try them out. We purchased some wine cap mushrooms and some pink oyster mushrooms. And the pink oyster mushrooms are supposed to do better in higher temperatures, which we have high temperatures here in the summer. But I'm even thinking of setting up a sprinkler system inside our garden where we can keep the garden, at least the soil area, moist and cool throughout the summer, because we are going to be trying to grow some cool weather crops in here through the summer as well. So I've got some ideas of how we can try and maximize our mushroom harvest. I haven't grown mushrooms before, so this is a new thing, and it's going to be fun to see what happens. In addition to that, given that crops out here are growing a little bit slower because of the cooler weather, I am going to jump onto the computer and adjust our seed time plan. And it's gonna be very easy to do this. I'm gonna take our succession plantings, bump them forward a little bit for the lettuce, because this lettuce out here is not gonna be mature quite by the time that some of our transplants would be ready to go in if I seeded them right now. So I'm just gonna be bumping some things out further into the future, and we're gonna track what actually happens in our garden using seed time as well to see when we have seeded it and when we start harvesting and when we finish harvesting. And it's gonna be really fun to see that tracked across the entire season here as well. Okay, so I'm just jumping into my Seedtime account here, and I'm gonna walk down through my crops because we need to make a few adjustments because things are growing a little slower right now, especially in the spring with the cooler temperatures. So like for example, our baby greens are not ready to harvest this week here, and we're gonna need to bump all of these other crops out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do in this example here is I'm gonna come and you can link plantings together. So I'm gonna link all of these succession plantings together here, and we're gonna move them all out a week. And we may even have to move it out farther than that. We'll see when it comes down to the time that they're actually ready to harvest. I'll be tracking when our other ones are ready to harvest. So I'm gonna take this, bump it out a week, and you'll see the entire line move out forward. That's gonna just keep everything synced up there. I'm gonna have a similar thing happen down here. I'm gonna have a similar thing happen down here with, well, first of all, with our kale. We have not started harvesting kale yet, so I'm gonna bump the harvest forward because we just wanna keep that accurate to when we actually do start harvesting it. With the lettuce here, again, I think these lettuce plants may take a little bit longer to harvest, although they might hit the last part of that 2-week harvest window. However, I'm gonna take these ones that we haven't seeded and we're gonna be bumping them forward a week as well. As long as these are linked together, they will just move forward with all in one shot. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna be coming down. Again, parsley we have not started harvesting yet, so I'm gonna shift that forward a little bit, and same with the Swiss chard here. Okay, now because we had them all linked together, I believe that things should still work out in our layout here. All right, because we did have them all linked together, I think they should still work out in our layout here, because those succession plantings come in and out. We might have some crossover, like for example with these baby greens and lettuce mix here, that I may need to come in and just carefully walk through my plan, make sure everything is still kind of synced up and in line. But we should still be pretty close, and we'll continue making little adjustments like this as we go through the season, just keeping everything on track with what's actually happening in the garden. There's one more adjustment that I'm going to be doing in here, and that is with these tomatoes. We saw from starting our own tomato starts here that our tomatoes are really ready to go out in more like 4 to 5 weeks from actually seeding them. So I'm going to come down, and under the seeding date here, transplanting, I am going to move this to more like 28 days after seeding, and we're going to move the seeding date forward a couple weeks. I'll go line that up in the layout, and here I'm going to unlock the task series, and I'm going to pull this transplanting time back to the beginning of May, when we can actually transplant those out. There we go. So just little adjustments as we go along here, and yeah, looking forward to getting our start started. And now, my friends, that brings it to a wrap for this week's update in the garden. Thanks so much for watching, and one more quick little reminder to drop down, put in your guess of how much food you think that we're gonna be able to grow in this garden. Enter the giveaway for a chance to win the Ultimate Garden Prize, and whatever you do, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that little bell icon to get notified of our future videos as we go through the whole season, so you can track it with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this whole series with your friends. We'd love to connect with as many people as possible, and we appreciate every single one of you. Look forward to going through this whole season with you in our garden, and hopefully you can take away some tips and some tricks that can just really explode your gardening season as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next week.